Hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Strike the Blood episode 15, if I remember correctly, and the name of this episode was Labyrinth of the Blue Witch 3. Okay, so this episode was very informative, if I do say so myself. Like, it explained a lot of stuff and it made a lot of stuff clearer than it did in the past couple of episodes, because it explained like where in the world the big blue like silver suited knight came from when Yuma kissed Kojo. It explained like who Yuma is, like her backstory, and just a lot of different things. So I'm not going to go into detail about what happened with this episode because there's a lot of stuff that happened, but I will give you the basic rundown. Pretty much in this episode they explain that Yuma, like how Yuma is related to her mother. Yuma was a test tube baby who was raised for the sole purpose to free her mother from the prison when she became of age. But the only thing that she ever had control of in her life was meeting Kojo. So in that, Kojo was kind of like her savior. He was really her only reason for living because she had control over meeting him. Like, it wasn't because it was in her mother's big plan for her life, but she met him because she wanted to meet him. Then also they show what happened to Natsuki, because Natsuki just like went MIA, but it turns out that Natsuki is actually the guard. Well, she is pretty much the prison for all the evil magical criminals of the world. She's pretty much like the warden, the prison, and the cells. Like, her magic is what keeps the barrier around the prison and what stops the prisoners from escaping. And everything that we know about Natsuki-sama is not even really real. Like, the real her is inside of the prison at all times, and she guards the prison. But the one that we have seen of her like teaching classes and stuff was actually an illusion. It was one of her illusion, like it was her illusion magic that she was using to project herself. So she really is a little kid. So Kojo wasn't too far off calling her Natsuki-chan, but she has been guarding the prison for 10 years. So she's just really just a sad little girl that sleeps inside the prison. Well, has been sleeping inside the prison for 10 years. And I guess in a way she kind of used her illusion magic to, I don't know, keep a watch on the outside world, but also like be able to live life and not just have to sit inside the prison for the rest of her life, which is understandable. So she really is a little kid, but they explain that, and they explain like Yuma really is a sweet girl. She didn't really know what else to do. It was hardwired into her when she was a young age to pretty much the only thing that she needed to do was free her mother. And at first the library was going to sacrifice 100,000 people, but because Yuma found out that Kojo was the fourth prognator, the library changed plans and made the plan for her to take over his body. So because she took over his body, it saved everybody and nobody had to get killed. But while all that was happening, the Mayor sisters were still wreaking havoc on Sayaka and LaFolia. But it turned out that the Mayor sisters' guardian had a little plot hole, because it was created from the Ashdown incident, which took all the trees that were in that forest and pretty much turned it into the guardian. So LaFolia used her higher magic, well, not her higher magic, she used her false holy sword, and Sayaka used her weapon, and they defeated the Mayor sisters like pretty much effortlessly. Even though the Mayor sisters, they are freaking creepy. Like, they were talking about turning them into wads of meat, and like Anyways, they are creepy, and I'm kind of happy they're in jail, because after LaFolia and Sayaka defeated them, they got put in jail. And after Yuma was halted by Himeragi and Kojo while they pretty much talked her out of killing Natsuki, because if she killed Natsuki, then the barrier would fall and she could save her mother. But she knew that saving her mother was meaningless, but she was still going to do it anyways because that was hardwired into her from such a young age. But they finally got the hand, well, Himeragi and Kojo finally got the hand up on Yuma and stabbed her, well, her, and transferred her back to her body and Kojo back to his body. And then after all of that, Yuma was just like, I don't have any reason to take the barrier down anymore because I failed. And that was pretty much the end of the episode. So it looks like Yuma has been reformed, and now that she doesn't have any other reason to, well, pretty much any other reason to live, she can do whatever she wants to do. So that's a relief, because I was getting tired of, like, I didn't want to think bad about Yuma because it really wasn't her fault to begin with anyways, which we found out in this episode, because she was just doing what she was programmed to do. So I'm happy that Yuma has been reformed and Kojo is okay and everybody is okay. It turned out better than I thought it was, and I'm happy that Natsuki's back, because I was a little concerned. I thought that maybe the Mayor sisters like snatched her up or something, because they were looking for her. Because, as everybody knows, Natsuki is the Witch of the Void, so she is like probably the most powerful of all of them. So I'm just happy that Natsuki's okay and everybody is okay. So that was pretty much the end of the episode. But I would love to hear what y'all think is going to happen next. There are so many different things that could happen now after this story is over. So please, please, please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. And as always, this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.